Hello, it's Hazel Lilies, and this is the first video I will be doing like this, so give me grace. Across different TMNT versions, there have been very few canon queer characters and no canonically queer main turtles, Jenica not included, obviously. Now, you could bring up 2003 Leo Sagi or 2012 Donatello, one of which is very gay-seeming to the point where it almost feels intentional, and the other is just a ship that has no technical grounds but would be cute and free 2012 April because that poor girl needs to be freed from the male gaze. I'm here to talk about Rise and how I believe that two of the turtles are queer, or at least semi-canonically trans. However, I will refer to it as a headcanon instead, simply because it's easier than having a lot of backlash from this. I'm not going to go into Leo's gay coding because as much as there is, you can find that in so many other videos as well, and no, it's not because of his flamboyancy, only there are other things too, and stereotyping based on that can be harmful. Now, keep in mind with this video, nothing about this is meant to hate on or discredit headcanons about trans turtles different from this. If you enjoy trans girl Rise Leo or trans boy Rise Donnie, then go ahead. This is all fictional, it's just how their physical traits are shown. To see one of the biggest reasons for my trans headcanons, you have to look at all the turtles to see how they differentiate and why some read as cis to me instead of trans. Raph is cis or assigned male at birth, depending on whether or not you do headcanon him as genderqueer, in my opinion. Why do I think this? Because of his plastron. The Rise writers and animators really care about turtle traits in the show, and the easiest way to tell a turtle's gender is by whether or not their plastron is curved inwards or outwards, or convex or concave or convex. Raph's was inward, concave, since he was a turtle tot, and that's really it for him, and it's the least I have compared to the others. Also, side note, no other versions of TMNT seem to actually have this unless every other version of the turtles is trans-masked, the concave versus convex thing, which I don't headcanon, but hey, if you do, then have fun. Number 2, Donnie. I would say I flipped a coin like I usually do before writing the twins, but I thought this would be easier doing him first. As seen in the picture before, here it is again, he has a concave plastron since he was practically born. He also has his size. Turtles tend to be bigger or smaller compared to their different genders, and if Donnie was assigned female at birth, he would tower over all of them besides Raph, and if both he and Raph were assigned female at birth, then they would be almost the same size. The reason I don't really use size for Raph is because he is technically smaller than I think both female and male alligator snappers would be compared to the others, but if both he and Raph were assigned female at birth, they would be almost the same size, and yeah, they were all closer in height because of their mutation, but still, because he is shorter than both Raph and Leo, it's safe to assume that he is not assigned female at birth as far as actual evidence towards it, but if you headcanon him as trans female to male, then good for you. I support that, and it's always cool to see. Now, we get to the trans turtles. Leo is the most commonly headcanon to be trans, Rise Leo specifically. It's almost unanimously agreed upon, and I see a lot of people talking about his stripes and top surgery scars, but the thing is, there's more than just that. If you're in the Rise fandom, family works too, I guess, you've probably heard that male red-eared sliders' stripes fade as they get older, but females don't. As in the movie, we see that they never fade. But it could just be marketing, or what if it's just a mutation? Both of these arguments are valid. The artist couldn't just take off his stripes because he aged. It wouldn't make any sense, marketing-wise, and it wouldn't look good like it wouldn't look like Leo. So yes, I get your point. But at the same time, there are two more pieces of evidence that are overlooked and actually don't have anything to do with marketing: size and plastron. Remember when I said that Raph and Donnie had concave plastron since birth, which implied they are male? Because if you look at that picture, they are the only out of the four. This concave versus convex is the main indicator of turtle gender and the main, most reliable source. There is no reason the animators would just decide to put in that detail for no reason with it having that much importance. Leo later on has a concave plastron too. My theory, female to male top surgery for them is putting something on instead of taking it off. They literally added curves. As for size, male red-eared sliders are only a little bit taller than female and male ornate boxes, who have nearly no size difference. Ignore the background noise, please. Meanwhile, Leo is taller than Donnie. No matter what gender Donnie was assigned at birth, he would still be taller than a male red-eared slider. However, Leo is taller, and the only way that would be possible is if Donnie was assigned male and his dearest twin is assigned female. And before we talk about size, they really did care about the size differences when it came to Mikey and Raph. So why not Leo and Donnie as well? Now Mikey. Along with his convex, that's curved outward, plastron, he also is missing key markings as an adult. Adult male ornate box turtles have patches of color on their throats while females don't. Adult Mikey has no patches on his throat at all. And sure, it could just be something the animators decided not to add just because, but it's still something to think about, especially with Leo's markings playing such a big part in Leo's trans headcanon, and how they did add spots to Mikey's head, so why not throat along with that? These turtles are also the only ones that actually have concave plastrons in the first place compared to other iterations, whether it be born with or added later. So the fact that they have this detail as far as turtle gender, but still keep the, but still have convex plastrons for Mikey and Leo when they're younger is kind of odd, in my opinion. Now, the two honorable mentions are Mutant Mayhem, Mikey, and April. In the concept art, April's bike was supposed to have a trans flag on it, and Mikey was supposed to have a hat with a trans flag on it. There were two versions of the hat that I've seen, one more obvious and one not. I believe so. I know that one of them was more obvious. I don't know if the other one, where it was less obvious, is fan art or not. And April also had a pride flag on her bag. These were both removed later, though, and I think the fact that it was removed completely definitely says something about the implications of that they wanted to remove. And if Mikey's hat was edited to be more subtle, that also says something about the fact that they really wanted to keep that there before removing it, but I don't know if the subtle part was not fan art. Also, Mutant Mayhem Leatherhead was going to be non-binary originally. And that's it. If there's some things I'm missing, let me know in the comments. Yeah, have an amazing day. Thank you for watching.